Oh, now another amazing animal that makes its home here on the shores of Scalpsea Bay is a small bird, a ringed plover. And we saw them on the show yesterday, but we've recently been getting some amazing views of these enigmatic birds. They've got that distinctive band around the head, orange, almost luminous orange feet with an orange bill and a black tip. And the back of the bird, that sandy colour, blends in perfectly within its environment. There's about 5,450 pairs in the UK at the minute, but sadly numbers are declining, although they're clearly trying to help themselves out. But a consensus in 2007 found that 37% of the population had declined since 1984. Incredibly sad, but this is why it's so special to come here and see them breeding upon the shoreline. And the way they nest is they make scrapes in the ground, typically on shingled beaches, and they'll get seashells, they'll get pebbles in, and they'll nestle down where they can work together. Both the male and female will help incubate the egg, and they can lay up to 4 eggs. This, I think, is the male. He tends to have a bit of a blacker band around his head than the female. And you can see he's fluffing up his feathers to sit on those eggs, and the female comes in and takes over, makes sure that all the feathers are nicely round, making as much contact with the eggs as possible to keep them nice and warm. Now, very sadly, these birds are disturbed by people coming to beaches. Obviously, we want to come to beaches. It's a beautiful landscape, but we've just got to be cautious about causing too much disturbance. And if you're coming with your dog, I love my dogs, but I always make sure to keep them on a lead wherever I can. Now, we've created a dummy ringed plover nest to have a look at. Now, you can see it's quite well camouflaged within the nest. And if you look, we've made some little eggs. They're speckled, they're quite white in colour, they're blending in with the environment. And what's interesting is that they're incredibly well camouflaged because they reflect UV light. And ultimately, with the speckled nature, they stay well within. And you can have a look within that image there. Can you spot any of those eggs on the ground amongst the pebbles? Because it took me a little while to get my eye in to really see. There are 2 eggs there, actually. Have a look, there they are. Slight brown in colour. You can see that brown speckle, which gives them such good camouflage, especially for things that might want to predate them, things like larger gulls or mammals that may want to come. Oh, apparently I'm just hearing we've got Steve. We have live ringed plover right now. Let's go to Steve's camera. Have we got them? Look, there we go. Live plover. Yes. Oh, that makes me happy. Feeding on invertebrates on the seashore. Ah, I love it when a plan comes together. Now, these birds camouflage themselves not only visually, but also through olfactory, their ability to scent. Now, they have a gland at the base of their tail which produces a secretion which helps them with waterproofing and also to eliminate parasites. But they change the scent of the secretion depending on the time of year. And a study done in 2022 investigated 59 different species, but found that ground nesting birds like the ringed plover did this to a greater extent. So in April, when they start to breed, they change their scent to not be quite so smelly, again to hide away from predators, something they called olfactory crypsis, and then they kind of return to their usual scent throughout the rest of the year. Another hypothesis that they think is working in unison is something called sex semiochemicals, which is by changing your chemical signature at the breeding time of year, you're notifying that your mate and you're ready to go, you're ready to lay some eggs, and you're basically displaying your fitness to your partner. How wonderful is that? Beautiful animals. Have we got them live again? Why not? They're there. Oh, I do love a ringed plover. I think they've got gorgeous coloration, but they are cute. They're not quite as cute as their chicks when they do hatch. Now, they incubate their eggs for about 24 days, and then as soon as those chicks are dry, they're able to run around. They just look like fluffy little pom-poms with neon orange legs. But you can see how perfectly camouflaged they are. They are that same colour as the rock, they've got that grey, but that banding as well, just to distort their body shape. So any predator, you can see that black ring around the back of its head. Looking at it, it doesn't look like typical bird shape. So distortion camouflage is something that's really good as well.